What's up, guys? We're here a little early, but we are here a little early and a little late because we said noon. But you got to charge that to me because we're in the space where everything is overlapping. You got college football, you got college basketball, and then you have the Panthers. So, because the Tar Heels play at 7 o'clock, which is when we usually go live, we have brought you a lunchtime treat. You are watching Quick Blitz, the podcast with featuring two actual beat writers for the Panthers, myself, Vashti Hurt, founder and editor-in-chief of Carolina Blitz, and Sheena Quick with Fox 13, Sports 1340, and Quick Out of the Blocks. So we're not going to drag this on because it's actually Victory Monday, and we're going to talk about the Panthers win over Green Bay. I don't know. I kind of was not expecting this.
I think everyone, as the week went on and you learned that Taylor Moton isn't playing. You learned that Cade Mays, who had been doing phenomenal at center, wasn't going to be playing. You learned that Brady Christensen wasn't going to be playing. And so you're like, who do we have left on top of facing Micah Parsons? So I think that it is a very realistic outlook at first to feel like it was going to be hard for Bryce to stay upright. I think that that's what people's main expectations of this game stem from, is that they did not feel like a depleted offensive line or a patchwork offensive line would have been able to contend with Green Bay's defensive line. And we saw that was completely not the case.
Yeah, I think that one of the most shocking things to me was that, and I don't know if y'all look at the reactions on Carolina Blitz, but Micah Parsons was a non factor.
See, you're gonna try to get me in trouble.
No,
You're trying to get me in trouble with Mama Blitz. You're trying to get me in trouble with Mama Blitz.
Micah Parsons was a non-factor, which, I mean, shout out to the offensive line, and specifically shout out to Icky. Listen, Icky is going. This is the tape he's going to roll back when he walks into Dan Morgan's office and he wants that bag. Cash me out, because to neutralize a guy like Micah Parsons, who is a total game disruptor, to make it seem, I don't even know if I heard his name called once, maybe once, but
he has zero pressures for the first time in his career. Do you know how insane that is? Zero pressures from someone like Micah Parsons.
I think that was the most impressive thing from this Panthers victory. And also Rico Dattle. Like, listen, we gave Canales some slack last week for not doing the obvious, right? And for us, what we thought was the obvious was what they did this week. They neutralized the Green Bay's offense by not keeping them on the field as much, and then and running Rico and you know, dominate. Not necessarily, the time of possession was pretty even. The Panthers 29.50, and then the Green Bay was 30 minutes and 10 seconds. But it seemed like it was more lopsided than it was.
It did seem a lot more lopsided. And I mean, for what it's worth, Green Bay had some long drives. They had 9 play, 10 play, 13, 12. They just could not punch it into the end zone. And shout out to the defense with that bend, don't break mentality. I don't know what made Evero decide to go back into prevent defense and give Green Bay a chance to, tie the game, which is what they did. You can't do that with good offenses. You can't play soft coverage and then miss the first intermediate tackle. You just can't do that. Luckily for them, some aptly timed turnovers were able to keep the Panthers within striking distance, or in command, not even in striking distance, in command of this game. I want to say, they only trailed 3-0, right?
Who, the Panthers?
Yeah, they only trailed 3-0. That's the only deficit they saw the whole game.
Right. Yeah, 3-0 at the beginning, and then of course, they never trailed after that. I mean, which is impressive, especially with Green Bay. Listen, Green Bay had a 9-play drive to start, fumble, right? That was critical.
Huge.
Then a 9-play drive, field goal, 10-play drive, field goal, then the missed field goal, and then interception, the Green Bay didn't have a 4-and-out. I mean, a 3-and-out. And then the 13-yard play and the turnover on downs at the Carolina 13. And that was a critical play. And Matt LaFleur went back and said in his post-game comments that in hindsight, he should have taken the 3. But oh well, you didn't take the 3.
You know why he went for it on 4th down.
Well,
because people still don't respect Carolina. That, and I don't feel like people trust Carolina's defense as much.
You think that was disrespectful to the defense?
That's 4-down territory, so not so much. But I do think that factored into, number one, they felt like the defense wasn't that great, and they didn't have any fear that Carolina was going to go and score. Yeah. You got to think about it on both ends. I think that this team has been underestimated so long, and to them, that's kind of an advantage because teams are kind of just looking past them. I don't really venture over into Packers Twitter, but some of the tweets that I've seen that, Panthers fans are pulling up as receipts, they were looking ahead to the Eagles.
I saw that. And even,
it was like this game didn't even exist.
Even the media, like, they kind of baited them. I'm like, wow, like, y'all asking about Philly? Even in the post-game press conference, one of the questions was, oh, well, is this what we can expect when y'all play Philly? Bruh. Like, you just took the L on the chin to the Panthers. And no shade to the Panthers. Because, like, they have the same win total as a lot. They have a winning record in this league. And they are in the playoff hunt for the first time in years. So no shade to the Panthers, but, like, it's low-key disrespectful. And I think you're right. Matt LaFleur, one, didn't respect the Panthers defense. But more importantly, he didn't respect the Panthers offense. He felt, all right, I'm going to go for this 4th down. Like,
if I don't get the points, it doesn't matter.
Even if we don't get the 4th, we're going to be able to outscore them. And they weren't. And then we'll be able to stop Carolina. And they weren't. I mean, it was quite an impressive, not quite impressive, but it was good enough for the Panthers to win. This is what Derrick Brown had to say after the game. I'm coming, guys. Here we go.
Team to win this game in this place.
Obviously, coming to a historic place, but for us, it was just the next game, man. We've been preaching all week, man. We lost bad last week. We got our ass whooped. So to be able to come back out here and just get back into it, that's been a thing for us. We sat in there this week and we're like, you got to take that one on the chin and we got to roll back. We got to roll back into what we do.
You guys win the turnover battle. You hold Josh Jacobs to under 90 yards. Could you feel the momentum throughout the game when you got, some of those stops early, especially on 3rd down?
No, it was a dog fight the whole time. So it was that whole scene came all the way down to the wire. So never really relaxed, just kind of kept going the whole time.
Trevon Merrick had like a trio of big plays. Why do you think he has been able to excel as of late in this defense and make the plays that he has?
Paid him a lot of money to come here, so I think he's a great player. So I think the scouting did their job, and he's making them very happy. So I believe Trey's a good player.
Derrick, to do this today after last week, I know y'all were disappointed. What was this a statement win? How would you describe this?
Well, man, this is just the next challenge ahead of us, right? We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Last week got humbled at home, came out, got a big win today, but for us, I mean, it's the next game.
I hear what you're saying, and next game mentality, but the Packers, Lambeau Field, Jordan Love last week completed 20 in a row. I mean, is there certain special something of what y'all just did?
I mean, yeah, any win for us is special, especially, we've been looked at for so long as a team where people think they're going to just come in and get an automatic win. So for us to come out here, be competing down to the wire, this is what we do. This is what we wanted, right? This is the culture that Dan and Dave, all top down, this is what they brought in, and this is what they want to instill in us so we can be able to execute in the game. So I mean, like we said today after the game, man, all we need is us and be able to go out and execute, do what we do.
Couple things. What are your takeaways from that?
My takeaways from that, I could tell that they wanted Derrick to take this or to view this win as an upset, as if no one thought we were going to win, which is I get it. I get that angle of questioning. But also, Derrick Brown feels like they should go into he feels like they have a chance to win every single game they play. And he has to have that mentality. And I think that as we kind of see this culture shift, a lot of people were wondering how they would bounce back from a 40-9 beating at home, because that was significant. And just being able to come in and go on the road where they have had struggles against a good Packers team that was leading the NFC. And I know some people say, oh, they were 5-1-1. 5-1-1 is better than 6-2 mathematically. I'm just saying that's what it is. But other than that, I think that, like he said, a lot of people have penciled them in as easy wins. Those are people that are clearly not doing their research. There are people that are considering the 3-game win streak to be the exception, instead of the rule. And I think we're learning that, to the contrary, the games where they were just completely blown out, those are the exceptions to the rule. That isn't Carolina football. So I think as the season goes on, these wins are kind of not really being looked at as a fluke. The lopsided losses are what has been, or what will be looked at as flukes. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Kind of like because they very well could be 6-3. That Arizona game was definitely winnable. There were some questions to me about whether they should be going for 2. Had they taken just the PAT, they would have tied the game on a field goal and had a chance to win. But hindsight is 2020. But this is not as bad of a team as the lopsided losses have shown.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought what he said at the end was the most poignant. Like, this was a team, and this is a franchise, or this is a team where it was like, oh, that's the get right team, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We're on a slump. Oh, we play the Panthers. We're gonna get right.
Yeah.
Okay, we not doing well. All right, we're gonna get right against the Panthers. And
the team you schedule for homecoming type team.
They were the get right team. And Derrick Brown said for a long time, people thought this was gonna be an easy dub. Playing the Panthers is no longer an easy dub. They are now, like, I see people talking about the Panthers nationally, right? It's not just us as beat writers, it's not just the fans. People are taking notice that this team is one that is on the upswing, and you're not just gonna walk in and get an easy dub. And I think that that's very important, that the team set that tone. And you posted the video yesterday. Canales said, and at first I was like, Canales said this would be a team that nobody would want to play. And when he said that, I was like, okay, those are strong words. But I like the energy. And at the beginning of the season, I'm like, nah, they're not there yet. They there right now.
And they have to be, as this team learns how to win, because that is totally a thing. When you learn how to win, those doinks go the other way. Those calls that get missed go your way. The ball bounces in your direction. Favor shines upon winners. That's all I got to say. There were so many times that the Panthers lost these one-score games. They did not know how to win. All they knew was losing. So that's what they were doing. They were losing. But as they continue to win and learn how to win, to have confidence in one another, and again, walk into these games like, hey, we have a chance to beat this team. And Vashti, I know that you can attest to it. In past seasons, we just haven't seen that energy. It was kind of guys just going through the motion, collecting those checks on Tuesdays. But this team actually believes every time they lace up that they're amongst the best of the best and that they can beat the best. And I think that that's one of the biggest things you have to do to overcome a losing culture. And we're kind of seeing that happen in real time.
Yeah, and it's hard, like, when you put in all this work and you don't reap the benefits of all of your efforts. And it can get to the point where you kind of like going through the motions, all right. But when you start seeing, it's like, it's like us. Where we are now, we got it out the mud. And at the beginning, you kind of just chugging away, and you don't see any progress. But when it pops, it pops, right?
Pops.
And so you have to still believe in the process. You have to still believe in the work. And the Panthers are finally reaping the benefits of that work. And, shout out. Listen, Dave Canales has done a great job, but this is all, in my opinion, Dan Morgan is behind the scenes kind of massaging things. And this is his vision come to fruition. So, and we've been giving Dan Morgan his flowers. Like, shout out to Dan Morgan, because he's kind of been the guy who had the vision, who saw what he wanted for this team. And he's in year 2. And we've said before, he's in 3 years. So this is just still in its kind of infancy of what he expects for this team to be in the future. We talked about Icky, but like the offensive line was pretty makeshift by the end of it. Chandler Zavala went out with an injury. Taylor Moton didn't play. Jake Curhan. Did y'all know who this guy was before the game?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he came in and did a stellar job, even with the sideline scuffle with not even, it wasn't a late hit because Bryce's feet were still in bounds, but the egregious push out of bounds. All I saw in the scuffle, I see 74 just grab somebody by the back of the neck, just gently place him to the side and kept on moving. He wasn't raw. It was real, like, boom, you sit over there.
That was a
shout out to him though.
And I tweeted about that. When Bryce, even though there wasn't a flag, the dude pushed him and he was still in bounds, but he pushed Bryce out of bounds. And it wasn't like, oh man. And we have seen times where guys have been like, all right, this is football play. No, the whole team got up and was like, nah, we not playing that. And I thought that really showed, that whole, and I think that dog is overused, but that's the type of mindset that you have. Like those guys I used to see if Tom Brady even got tapped, those dudes were ready to go to blows. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. And there have been a few times where I felt like Bryce had taken late hits and everybody just stood there and were ready to go to the next play.
Rookie season, Bank of America. I can't remember what team it was. It was a pretty brutal late hit. Bryce didn't get the flag, but we just saw his offensive line kind of just give him a hand and help him back up off the ground. The other guy that, just walked away untouched, unscathed, no jawing back and forth. But again, that was a team that was kind of just showing up to show up. I mean, week in and week out. It was the Vikings. It must have been the Vikings. See, it was such an egregious play, and people were just in such disbelief that his offensive line didn't have his back, that Santario Austin immediately recognized that it was the Vikings game. It was just that blatant and just that bad. And it was just kind of like Bryce was just on his own. He had no guys. But now they see that he is the leader of this team. They respect him. And you're not going to touch their quarterback without them having something to say about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
And you saw the video. You said Jake Curhan, who was just signed by the Panthers on October 1st off the Cardinals practice squad, was one of the first guys to come to Bryce Young's defense. And that's important stuff. A couple of the comments. Hello, ladies. Thank you for the work that we do. Thank you. We appreciate all of the support that y'all show us. Do you think the Panthers might bring someone in with a trade before the deadline?
They don't look to be sellers. I don't see anybody that they're trying to offload right now on the roster. So I think that factors into it. Just got a text to say, someone saying maybe Minkah Fitzpatrick, but I haven't heard anything, anything solid on that yet. I've literally just got that text, so I don't know, how these things go. It can be very fluid, especially with the trade deadline coming up. But I wouldn't be completely upset if they stood.
Is that from a source? Okay. See, you gotta watch Quick Blitz because you might get a little teepee.
You might, but listen, do not come for me if Fitzpatrick does not come here. I'm just telling you guys, this is
throwing
very,
it out
fluid.
There. Just as
very
fluid. We're not, Sheena and her sources are not saying it is something that's going to happen. She's saying she just heard the name floated. Do you think the Panthers are good enough? Are they in a position where they are one player away or one position group away or an improvement along a position group to make a legitimate playoff push? Because that's when I feel like you make moves before the trade.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think I don't think that they have to make a move to be in the hunt for a playoff push. I think that think about it. This team sits at 5-4. They have a chance to go undefeated for the month of November. I like them against the Saints. I like them against Atlanta. I like them against the 49ers. That's very, very possible for them to go 4-0 with the roster that they have right now. What's up, Doug says, no, we have like 3 moves away. Could the linebacker core be stronger? Yes. Could free safety be stronger? Yes. But I don't feel like I don't think like they should part with any considerable assets right now. Unless there is some like dynamic linebacker that's coming through with some Luke Kuechly type vibes, and I don't see anybody out there like that right now. I don't think, and that's the thing. We've seen the Panthers when they were sitting at 3-0 make these really rash trades, like they were a win now organization, and then only won 2 more games the rest of the season. So I think that they're in a good position to stay put, unless there's like some type of dynamic offer. Yeah, I think they can afford to stay put and still be in the hunt as a wild card.
I
Really do.
agree. Or even listen, don't sleep on the NFC South. I know
They can still win that. Yeah, I
listen,
mean, any given
the
Sunday.
Bucks are
Listen,
6-2, right? The Bucks are 6-2, but they were on the easier side of their schedule. The Bucks beat Atlanta, they beat the Texans, they beat the Jets, they lost to the Eagles, they beat the Seahawks, they beat the 49ers, they lost to the Lions, they beat the Saints. Like, these are all teams that are like,
they were right
now
there with
you go
Carolina.
into your tougher stretch of the schedule and you're without key players, right? So they got the Patriots
Right.
trending upward. They got the Bills, they got the Rams, Cardinals, and you you got to play the Panthers twice. Like, this could very easily the Bucks without their top wide receiver could take a L to the Patriots. They could tell it definitely the Bills.
Because
Okay.
the Patriots are definitely playing well.
Right.
The Patriots are playing
The
very
Rams, and these are away games for them. They play in Buffalo. They play at LA. The Patriots come to Tampa Bay, and then they play the Cardinals come there to Tampa Bay as well. But they can go 1-3 or maybe 2-2 at best. Like, the NFC South, I think,
It's open.
is still open. Like,
For sure.
it's not closed. And so, I think you make a trade if you really are feel like you're going to make a deep playoff push. I don't think the Panthers are there right now. They're winning games with the squad that they've had. They're overcoming injuries. And I wouldn't be mad if they stayed put with what they had.
Yeah.
Rico.
There's no need to force anything right now at all.
Have we talked about Rico enough? Or are we going to go back to Rico?
I don't think we talked about Rico enough. Rico has been pulling in the accolades, and he has his 3rd nomination this season for the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week, which he very well could get that. He's in, elite company franchise-wise, and he's on a 1-year halfway through the season. And I think that shout out to Dave Canales for doing what he needed to do. And I think that going forward, just keep it simple. That was a simple fix. I don't think Chuba, there's any bad blood. I think Chuba truly is one of those players that wants to do what's best for the team. If that means he gets 5 carries and they beat the Packers, he gets 5 carries and they beat the Packers. Rico Dattle, and I told you when we were in the press box a couple of weeks ago, I said his vision between these tackles is insane. It's a pointed difference between he and Chuba right now. I don't know if that's because Chuba's coming off of the injury, but it's different, and it's what this team needs. 19 yards to set up that game-winning field goal.
Huge. He even hits
the middle.
He hits the hole different. I don't know. And even Greg said something. He was like, I'm not sure what's going on with Chuba. Maybe Chuba's trying to, try to find openings, but Rico knows where the openings are gonna be, and he hits that hole, and it's completely different. Here is what Rico said after the game.
Rico, this was one of the top run defenses in the NFL coming into this game. What worked so well today for y'all to run it like you did?
Oh, those guys up front, they've been doing a great job all season, just allowing me to get to the second level and executing their blocks at a high level, and we can do it against anybody. I never really look at numbers and like they the top run. It's just each week is his own. We take each week as his own, and looking at the film, I knew we'd have a chance to have a good one.
Was there a point in this? I'm sorry. Was there a point in this game where you knew, like, oh, we're going to be able to do whatever we want in the run game?
I think early on, my first run, it was like a duo. I went for like 8 yards. It's usually the same situation. When you get that first one and the feeling, and like I said, it just comes with trust and confidence. Those guys, we'll be able to do it anytime with the guys we have up front. Guys stepping in, making plays. So just got to have the confidence and trust in them.
What did you see on the 19-yard run that led to the game-winning field goal?
I think it was a 34 watch self. Bryce did a little dummy cadence, came to me, make it look like it was a pass play, and the guys flowed left, and I just kept it front side and opened up. So.
Did he talk to you about doing that? I saw him talk to you before the snap. Was that what he was going over?
Yeah, he was just going over, acting like he was putting me in protection, just kind of play mind game with the defense. But he was just telling me it's still the same play. Yeah.
Do you think that made a difference?
I think things like that definitely make a huge difference because you never know what the defense is thinking, so they definitely got to adjust.
Rico, at the celebration, you're supposed to get 2 pumps, right?
Yeah, that's from my understanding. From my understanding and everything I've learned, and we go over stuff like this every week in the meeting room. I definitely think you're supposed to get 2 pumps. Hopefully, I don't get a fine.
A couple of things from that. One, Rico broke down that whole 19-yard play. So Bryce was over here acting, right? He was trying to make sure it made it look like he was telling Rico what protection to pick up because trying to sell that it was a pass play. One, I love that. I love that tidbit he gave on that. And then, I don't know. It's just, shout out to Rico. What are your thoughts on that?
On the pumps.
Well, not
on the play.
Well, the post game, and then we'll talk about the pumps.
I think more Rico's personality is starting to come out in these post game press conferences, and I'm here for it. These guys, the better they play, the more personable they are, and the more they'll give us kind of a glimpse into who they are. Because a lot of people come in here guarded when it comes to media, but like the man said, they talked about it in practice. 2 pumps are supposed to be okay. You flag on the third pump. He didn't get the third pump. I feel like they got cheated.
You got robbed. You only did 2 pumps. I'm sorry, man. Now we're going to have to write a new sketch.
Oh, and Rico got to be in the sketch.
He has to be in the sketch.
2 pumps, man. I mean,
they got robbed.
What happened? Like, it used to be, Steve Smith used to go in the end zone and there would be a celly. Like, I don't understand why they're trying to water this down. This whole league is based on entertainment. Like, you gotta let that 2 pumps ride. Like, and they were so quick with the flag. Do you think he was serious about?
It was immediate.
Do you think he was serious about them meeting about that?
No. They may have talked about it. They may have talked about it. Like getting to the end zone, we're gonna do a couple pumps. I don't know, but I don't think they devoted too much time to it. But I'm with them, man. If you've been seeing this whole time that 2 pumps are safe, who are you, Green Bay Packers refs, to tell us that 3 pumps are that 2 pumps is the max? It's punishable.
This is what
we have that.
What?
We have that play too. That play,
the
19-yard run. We can bring it up after what you say.
Well, we can talk about it because we're going to talk about this.
Pick which direction they want to defend. They wanted to go this way in the fourth quarter because of the wind for this exact moment.
For a potential game-winning field goal. Dattle trying to make it as
huge. Huge. He knew exactly. Let's roll that back. He knew exactly where he was going to go.
Gets to pick which direction they want to defend. They wanted to go this way in the fourth quarter because of the wind for this exact moment.
For a potential game-winning field goal. Dattle trying to make it as
when that play happened, I'm like, yo, like a couple of things. And we're gonna address this that comment on the bottom of the screen in a moment. Couple of things. One, shout out to Tracy Smith. Tracy Smith is an eccentric guy. We hit with him every week. He's you can tell he's one of those nerdy football heads, right? But very personable, very friendly, slightly corny. But that's how I want coordinators, right? I don't need you to be cool. I need you to be somebody who is thinking outside of the box. They went into this game saying, okay, if we win the toss, we're going to take the ball, which hardly ever happens, but that was calculated. Tracy Smith was outside before the game. He was checking the wind. He was trying to figure out what was going on with the weather. And he said, if we take the ball, we get to pick where we're going to go in the second half or the fourth quarter, whatever. And if we're in a position for a game-winning field goal, we will now be kicking with the win in our favor and not the win as a disadvantage. That is chess and not checkers.
Definitely chess and not checkers. And they said that Greg Olson acknowledged that during the
I saw
broadcast. And
that.
people were
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, right. They're not thinking that deeply. The fact that you don't think that the Panthers coordinators can think that deeply, just another sign of the national disrespect on the as far as the national stage. But yeah, shout out to Tracy because, to the casual fan and maybe even to normal media members, we're not thinking that far ahead. I need my coordinators to have their
Jason,
bipolar 3 and just
that's
not know what
right.
sunlight feels like. Not know what sunlight feels like is insane.
I
Panthers Twitter never
mean,
change. Please never change.
exactly. What is this Minka? Somebody said a Minka text. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I told you it's going around.
maybe they're
Minka
talking.
Fitzpatrick to the Panthers, but I don't know who or what you would part with to get him, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Unless some news broke while we're potting. No news broke, but
no, just whispers. You know how it is around trade deadline.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out Tracy Smith on that one. But let's go back up to what Preston said. Preston said, Tilla's got to pay Rico somehow. What do you think about that? Because you usually don't pay two backs, and they already paid Chuba.
You got to figure out a way to make it work because trust and believe he's going to have some suitors after this.
Oh,
you're going to have to come with it. You're going to have to come with a big checkbook. You're going to have to come with, almost a promise of a playoff berth. Even though, I don't think that I'm not going to say those things don't matter to Rico. Rico is the type that doesn't mind going in and proving his worth week in and week out. He's going to run like he has a chip on his back regardless. And I agree. I think, but right now it's week 9. They still have to get Icky extended or pick up have they picked up his option?
Yes.
I think they did pick up his option. Mm-hmm. They're possibly going to work on an extension for him. And if he keeps playing like he played yesterday, lights out, they got to throw the bag at him because left tackle is one of those positions that you can't afford to be cheap on. But someone said they keep hearing that the Patriots are calling for Chuba. I don't think the Panthers are sending Chuba anywhere, especially with Rico being on a 1-year deal because Rico could always elect to go elsewhere.
But would you, though?
Trade him? It depends on what New England is offering. Don't trade. You don't. But see, here's the thing. Also, Dan Morgan did a lot behind the scenes to recoup a lot of draft capital that got traded away from the regimes prior to him because the Panthers were trading some of their essential players for 5th round picks, 4th round picks. You weren't getting their actual value for it. They traded Christian McCaffrey and didn't get a 1st round pick for him. So I think that some teams are still kind of coming to the table with the Panthers thinking that they're going to be able to use those negotiating tactics. And Dan Morgan's like, nah, what you got? What else you got? That's not enough. What else you got?
And honestly,
so unless
Dan Morgan has been in a position where he sets his price because
and
he's sticking with it. I mean, somebody said they heard a 5th. I would not out that's too low.
That's ridiculous. It's actually a little disrespect. It's actually a little disrespectful because again, you don't know because Rico is on a 1 year.
Yeah, and he did that on purpose.
You could throw a bag at Rico and Rico still decide to play elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't make any sense to trade Chuba. And I think that Panthers fans are winning again is kind of foreign to them. So that's where you get these kind of things that are thrown out there. This team isn't a desperate team anymore. So a lot of those desperation trade offers are just falling flat. And to me, I wouldn't trade Chuba. And I think that Dan Morgan is a very smart man. I doubt he would part ways with Chuba, especially for a 5th.
Yeah,
and people keep saying, don't forget Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks is coming off a not double ACL, but back-to-back ACL injuries. You don't trade away a definite for an unknown. That's just like with the draft. The draft is a lottery. You just never know. You're gambling. I just don't think that that's a good idea. This team, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Are they a undefeated team? No. Are they a team that's probably going to be a Super Bowl contender this year? Most likely not. I'm just going to say most likely not. So there's no need to make these rash decisions that make absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
People bringing up Jonathan Brooks in this conversation, and it really sucks the luck and misfortune that he had with those back-to-back knee injuries. But right now, your running back room, you're not talking about Jonathan Brooks right now because you still got Trevor Etienne before you even get to consider considering Jonathan Brooks. You got to talk about the people that are in uniform and that are playing right now, not what if, or not if they come back, will he do this or that? It doesn't make sense. And that's how franchises get into a blunder with those types of thoughts. You're just making it a little too complicated. You're making it more complicated than it has to be. Right now, if you're talking about paying running backs, you're talking about Rico Dattle and no one else.
And they're going to have a decision to make. And the coaching staff and Dan Morgan are going to have to decide, because I don't know if you can keep them both. And that right there is like, that's where the decision is going to have to be made. We got about 1,500 people in here, guys. Thanks for watching on your lunch break, or if it's not your lunch break,
on your lunch break
or whatever.
Just
we appreciate
any of your time.
Make sure
you
like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And continue the comments. We love the comments and the interaction. Sheena, you want to talk about Bryce Young and some disrespect?
We got to talk about Bryce Young. If you're a stat watcher, a box score watcher, please just refrain from tweeting at me, because I ain't got time. I ain't got time to argue with all of you. Does Bryce put up lofty numbers? No, but they're winning the game. There's stuff that Bryce Young does that does not show up in the box score, like that play that we showed earlier. He seemed to be setting pass protection, seemed to be putting Rico on to give him a pass protection assignment just to hand the ball off. And just like, Micah Parsons said, hey, we were expecting the pass. That's how he got up the gut so cleanly. And if I could find that video, I don't even know if it'll let us upload it while we're potting. But those are the things that Bryce Young does that do not make it to the stat sheet. And for what it's worth, wins and losses have been a quarterback stat for such a long time. If you're going to give him the loss, you got to give him the win too. If he throws for 300 and they lose, he still takes that L by his name. He's still the person who they're saying through his first 2 seasons is 6-22. You'd love to throw that 6-22 out. So if you're going to give him the loss, you got to give him credit for the win also, even if he's not lighting up the stat sheet. Again, if you got to see it both ways. You got to play it the same on both sides. You have to.
Is it disrespectful to think of Bryce as a game manager?
No, because there's plenty of game managers that have won Super Bowls. So it's not.
Period.
It's not.
I mean,
it's not.
Game managers get paid in this. Everybody is not going to be Lamar Jackson, right?
It's
not going to happen. You might have a few, you might have maybe 3 to 5 guys that really are
game changers.
That dude,
yeah.
Right? Cam Newton was one, right? And and then the rest of the team was offensively was questionable. So I think I would rather have my QB be a game manager and then I have other formidable pieces around than just have my QB be the only guy who makes my team go. So I don't think it's disrespectful at all to call Bryce a game manager. Bryce Young on game-winning drives is money. And
was that 9 for him now?
9. Bryce Young engineered a 9-play, 40-yard drive at the end of the fourth quarter, ending in a game-winning field goal. Shout out Ryan Fitzgerald. It's the 9th career game-winning drive by Bryce Young since entering the league in 2023. If you win when it counts, or if you get it done when it counts, I don't care what you do the other 3 quarters. Honestly, if you winning. Now, if you're losing, then that's different.
No game has been won at halftime. No game has been won after 3 quarters. Games are won when the clock hits all zeros after that fourth quarter, and that's what matters. I know that, for discourse purposes, it's fun for people to debate back and forth about Bryce Young, but at the end of the day, if you give him the loss, you got to give him the win too. It's just as simple as that. 9 out of 11 wins are game-winning drives. It is what it is.
That's an incredible stat, and you can't discredit that, and you can't discredit Bryce Young's contribution to it. And look, y'all saw what happened when he was out of the game.
After seeing what happened when he was out of the game last week, I do not understand how people can still get on Beyonce's internet and say the things that they're saying. Game manager or not, he is who gives the Panthers the best opportunity to win.
And
that just is what it is.
Right.
That just is what it is.
Absolutely. And we got a few minutes. Dave Canales will be holding his press conference, and of course we'll have to leave for that. We got to log in the next 10 minutes. But before we do that, a couple of couple of comments, and we appreciate all of the comments, you guys. Bryce Young can be a game manager perfectly fine because game changers like Lamar haven't touched a conference championship, Super Bowl grass with all those outwardly intangibles. I mean, but shout out Lamar though. Like, no hate to Lamar, because you see what Baltimore did without him.
Exactly.
I could argue.
Yeah, that was the one.
I could argue Tim Tebow was the winner in the fourth quarter and bad for the other three, but I get your point. What?
Okay, but what are you saying that? Like, I don't really understand.
I don't know.
Maybe
he's comparing Bryce to Tebow. I don't know.
I think he's saying because we said that he's good in the fourth quarter. If Tim Tebow is a winner in the fourth quarter and they win the game, no one's talking about the previous 3 quarters. They're talking about the dub and they're moving on to the next game. Period.
Yeah, I mean,
they beat the Packers in Lambeau. With 3 of 5 starting offensive linemen out.
Look at what Atlanta did. Atlanta, let's see, Penix threw for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions on an L. Now, I bet you if you ask people on the Falcons, or even Michael Penix, if he would rather have Bryce Young's stat line in the win or his stat line in the loss, he's taking the win.
They're taking the win.
They're taking
every
the
day.
win.
I think people get wrapped up in like in fantasy leagues, which is fine because they're fun. They're a load of, they're amusing. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. But at the end of the day, this is still a job for these guys, and it's a results-driven league, and the results are wins and losses. And at the end of the day, like you said, I don't care if Bryce Young throws for 22 yards. If the Panthers win, the Panthers win.
And Canales has said he wants to be a run-first team. Like, running the ball still works. Like, people don't understand. Like, sometimes, I know you want to get sexy with the call. Y'all like these deep plays. But running the ball effectively is a key to winning the game. And it opens up everything else. So who cares about the stats? Plymouth said, no disrespect meant to Bryce, just not sure what to make of him at this point. That's fair. I think that's fair. But you might know what not to make of him, but it's very clear that the Panthers are a better team when he's under center as opposed to any other options that they have right now. We're going to do a dripping or tripping before we get out of here. We had a couple of guys. I think they did okay. I think more effort was put into these fits this week. This is Chuba. It's giving Concord meals to me. I know it's expensive, but it's giving Concord meals. I think I kind of gotten used to him. Fashion, but everything else is like.
I think I had gotten used to him putting a little bit more effort into his fits as of late. Yeah. And this one was kind of more muted for the most part. It's not a tripping because it matches, it's fashionable. It just isn't what we have grown accustomed to as he's kind of gotten into his fashion bag because he is in the fashion industry.
And he's a fashionable guy. I like the way he puts stuff together, but this is giving the fashionable teenager at Concord Mills. Sorry, Chuba. We know you got it in you. Come better next time. Mike Jack.
Is that suede?
I can't tell if it's suede or corduroy.
I don't know, but I like it. I like the color.
I like a two-piece.
I like it.
I like a two-piece.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you know that they are calling the kids now are saying that white Air Forces are dad shoes?
Dad shoes? I did. And I saw somebody tweet, okay, then make them $45.
Right.
Somebody said, cool, make them $45 if they're dad shoes.
I like the
fit. I'm going to go dripping. I'm
going dripping too. Are those pockets at the bottom of the pants?
It looks like it right below the knee.
Are those functional pockets?
I like pants like that. I don't know if they're functional, but they are visible. I like stuff like that.
You do? I could have gone with the pockets at the bottom. I could have gone.
I like it. It gives it a little bit of flair.
Okay.
Somebody said I don't even wear shoes.
But the fit in it all, I'm gonna say he's dripping. I'm
going dripping.
Trevin.
I like the bright colors. I I wonder, is that a thick coat? Because outfits like that be getting me. Because if you have on like a puff coat and shorts, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Like, are you hot? Are you cold? But overall, I mean, it looks nice. Functionality, I mean, he probably wasn't outside for a long
I
time in
mean,
that,
I don't
but
know why his
I
knees are
like it.
out in Green Bay. We didn't need to see knees in Green Bay. Are those black Air Force Ones?
I think they might be black J's. I can't quite tell. Or, I don't know. If they
Yeah,
are black forces, I'm here for it because you need black force energy coming, into Lambeau, 2 touchdown underdog. If they're black forces, I'm with the black force energy.
I like the jacket. I like I said, I like a 2-piece fit.
2-piece.
I'm just
This
not
is
sure
just
about those
it's
shorts.
conflicting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a little conflicting because it's like, are you hot or are you cold?
Yeah, we just don't know. Okay, we got one more. Oh, it's not going up. What
Is that going up?
happened?
I listen.
Oh, there we
I was about
go.
to say. I was about to say. I know we had to bring up Ashawn.
Come through, Isaac Hayes. Okay. We got a turtleneck. We got the chinchilla, ball head. It is giving granddaddy who run. This is giving rich granddaddy vibes. Like, this is
All right, Frank
giving,
Lucas.
like, it's giving.
Frank
All
Lucas
right.
at the fight vibes.
I mean,
I
I
like
don't
it.
know if it's
I gotta go dripping.
the coat obviously is the star of this,
It's the
but the
main.
fact that
Yeah,
he
it's the
put it
main
on with a
character.
turtleneck, this man is suited and ready to go to work. Okay, this is the guy that works at Bank of
Yeah.
America who gets all the hoes. This is what Ashawn is giving right now. Okay, this is the boss.
Did you say we get all the
This
hoes?
is it. This is it. This man come to work. He got flavor. He buying all the ladies lunch and stuff. He coming with. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh,
Come
but
on.
if he had
Come
some,
on, granddaddy.
if he had some shades on, it would have really set it all the way over the top.
Yeah.
It would have set it off.
If he had some shades on it. I wish we could see the shoes. The shoes would have really told us what we needed to know. But that coat is giving. Okay. I wonder if
I like it.
You think it's real? I mean, obviously he can afford real, but some people have their own gripes about real versus faux. We're gonna have to ask him about that coat. But I bet it goes to the floor too. It's not one of those that stop at the knees.
Oh, it can. It can. And if it does go to the floor, he had to have that custom made because he's not a small man.
Look, kind of Timu Rick Ross, but he chilling though.
Y'all so tough. Y'all a tough crowd, boy. Good God. Timu Rick Ross is sending me. Because why would you say that?
When I said real, I'm not saying like I can't tell because I can't touch it. But some people, for ethical reasons, don't wear like actual real fur. So that's what I meant by that.
Correct.
But I think Ashawn, and Ashawn has been putting some effort into the fashions. I don't know if y'all have looked at his fits. They don't all hit, but the effort is there. The coat is the star. The coat is the star.
I wish we would have seen the week that Bobby Brown had the Bobby and Whitney shirt on.
Bobby Brown also had on a nice fit the other week. We didn't do it, but it was white, and then he had the bucket hat. But that's okay. We're gonna bring some more dripping or tripping. Hopefully, now that the Panthers are winning, these guys will put more effort into their fits. Because it goes in one of the
it goes hand in hand for sure.
It really does go hand in hand.
When you look good, you play good.
And when you play good, you feel good. All of that, it trickles down.
All of that.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We got to check in with Dave Canales on his presser that will go on in the next 15 minutes. Thank you for supporting us and watching. We got almost 2,000 people in here. We love y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Exactly.
For real.
And then make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube page. We're trying low-key, we just started it, but we're trying to get monetized so we can get a little coin off of this. And make sure you're following us all. Sheena at Sheena_Marie3 at Keep Blitzing. We appreciate the support. Make sure you're going to check out our work. We work hard to try to bring you guys the not norm from your parents, from your beat writers and your the people who cover your team on a regular basis. And you guys have been nothing but supportive. So thank you.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. And we will be back next Monday. Hold on, let me check the schedule because I don't think there's a basketball game next Monday. So we should be
and
back
I think
next
it's fair
Monday.
that if you guys don't see us at 7, we will try to continue to do these at noon or for
Right.
most people's lunch break, so that you guys can actually tune in and be interactive. We're very cognizant of the fact that everyone has busy lives, everyone has work to do and things like that. So we really, really appreciate any of the time that you guys lend to us and supporting our vision. Thank you so much.
All right. Keep it cool like A-Shawn in this coat, guys. See y'all next week.